So today we're doing the front brakes on this Renault Master. This is a 2013, the 2.3 turbo diesel, and we're just going to be replacing the discs and the pads on this. So you don't have to do this, but I do find with these they tend to fail just because of corrosion. So I just put a little bit of rust primer, which is the red that you can see, and then just a little bit of any old paint over the top, and I just do the bottom of the hat. Never ever paint a machine surface, so never this or this, but I just like to paint the end, and I like to paint the inside of the hat, and that's it. So step one here for me is just going to be to remove the wheel trim. So you can either remove this with an impact gun, or if you don't have one, you can just use a ratchet or a breaker bar or something. Or in my case, you just like to use an impact gun like this.
These poles.
Yeah? Well, they're definitely cheap, that's for sure. And you can't say fairer than that, can you? So as soon as the wheel is off, good idea to give it a good clean on the inside. The next step is going to be to turn this full lock so we can get access to the back of the caliper. So on the back of the caliper, we just want to remove the two caliper retaining bolts. I'm just going to break them loose for now. I'm going to undo them, just break them loose. One at the top, one at the bottom. So the two is just that one there, and this one here that I broke loose. Now we just want to pull that off. Little rubber boot. And then that rubber boot down here as well. It's an Allen 8. So I highly recommend that at this point here, you wind the caliper all the way back in with the use of a good strong screwdriver, like so. There we go. So the caliper slide pin is an Allen 8. once that's loose, you just want to take this off, untuck it from here, and then for the time being just tuck it up here. There we go, on top of the drive shaft. No unnecessary stress on there, and it's out of the way. That's good for us. In the meantime, we will definitely want this bracket off. There we go, that came with the pads, which makes our life easier. Look at that, you can see on the inside, can't you? The scoring just there. Unreal. So this is a T40 on mine. Just go easy, make sure that you are seated in there properly. Give the top a little tap, and there we go. You may find with your disc that you have to tap it with a hammer a few times to get it going. In my case, I've been very lucky. Little bolt that we just undid, which is our T40. And we just wiggle our disc until it comes off. Very simple. Yours may fight you an awful lot more than mine did. If it does, I'm sorry, but mine just happened to come off very, very easily. So there's a little bit of rust on the outside here. Just going to break that all loose. So now that we've done that, we'll just clean it up with a little wire wheel. Now that's cleaned up, just give it a little bit of copper grease. There we go. And now all we need to do is fit our new disc. So I'm just going to little copper grease on the little retaining bolt there for the disc. And now we'll just pop our little disc on there. Okay. There we go. Just want to get that a little snug. And that is that done. Now, just to fit the caliper, brake pads and the wheel. So what I want to do is just remove the brake pads from here. So I just want to push this one here in. That's one. And then this one here, pull towards you. they won't behave on the hammer. There are also these 4 little clips. 1, 2 here, 3, and then the 4th one just there. So what I want to do is I want to clean up in here first, these little brackets, and then I want to clean up these little bits of hardware here, also with the wire wheel. So just refit the clips, refit the pads, and then slide this on and into place, like so. And then, just from here, what I want to do is slide in these bolts. Reinstall those, one on the top, and then the one on the bottom. Before we tighten those all the way down, what we want to do is put our caliper back in place. So I'm going to put this back here, like so, over our pads. Just push that up for now, and just leave that there for a second. So we're just going to clean off our slide pins here with the old grease, anything that might be contaminated. And we definitely want to do that for both sides.
There's some brake shims here, you didn't need them, did you?
Yeah.
You needed them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just put them on the floor here.
And then just fitting this goes on like this. Slide that on. So that was 190 Newton meters. Right then, we'll get the wheel back on. So stage 1 is 30 Newton meters. and the rest of these wheel nuts are 200 newton meters. The last thing is to refit this wheel trim. Job done. That's it. That is how you refit, or well, refit. That's how you fit new brakes and pads on a Renault Master 2.3 turbo diesel. So if you give this a shot yourself, let me know how you get on.